Is an attorney, and she just wrote a book. It's called Afro State of Mind, Memoirs of a Nappy Black Girl. So look out for that. And then we have Sabine B. of Sabine Coil, Natural Hair Salon in Brooklyn. Candace Kelly, she is the founder of Coil and has a line. Actually, the table is right over here for those who haven't been by. Please stop by. And then we have Darlene Messero. She is the chief editor of the Coil Review. And our last two are our blockers. Shanti Myers and Antoinette Henry, a Curl's best friend. All have that conversation, but I would like you to share it. You know, what inspired you to go natural? What kind of briefly your natural hair story? So, Maria, if you can start.
I talked a little fast, so definitely ask me to slow down. I didn't come to it, I wanted to go natural place and just cut my hair and like that was it. And I think sometimes, I'm sure the other ladies can attest, people often see you with your hair and they're like, oh, you went natural, it must have been so easy for you, that's great.
I went out and I walked to my desk and literally within minutes, everyone at my job crowded around my desk and had a conversation about, oh my God, your hair looks so great. They loved it. It was just like, oh, it's crinkly, it's curly. They loved it. It was something different. They never seen it was like the best thing that happened on the floor.
It stung and it hurt, and I was in that one of those paralyzed moments where you don't know what to say, but you don't want to go all out and curse her out because that would be crazy. But I just had to keep going in there and keep going in there, rocking my hair and going in the mirror and just persevering through that. And eventually she was like, she came around admitting that she liked it, but she was very blatant about it being,
You're going to continue to start experimenting with the things that are in your cabinet,
Yeah.
and they are the greatest.
Yeah.
They're in their natural forms, and just slap it in there, and it does all that good stuff. So I have to
so I found a natural hair line because of the fact that I was always in the kitchen mixing food, regular food. And at a time where 20 years ago, where there were really no products, or 25 years ago, so the time I graduated from college when I was 88, and in 1988, I was natural. I graduated in 1992. No, I graduated in 92. Anyway, the bottom line is that I was always mixing something because there was never anything out there. So we're talking, 25 years. So that's why I came up with the book Coil Cuisine in order to just teach people natural hair recipes. You were talking about getting in the kitchen and mixing the avocado and the mayonnaise, and from coloring to conditioners to moisturizers. It really is all in the kitchen, and
It's just like Yardley. I went to a elementary school and I spoke, and they were like, "But my hair is nappy," and same words like that. And I was like, "But your hair is beautiful," and I had to keep giving them, reassurance, and I was showing them different pictures, and so they was like, "Oh, you do that one here? You can do that?" And they were like, "Oh, Miss Dean, can I come to your salon?" And they were calling me, and I gave them my number, and they started calling me, and I was like, "Okay, well, have your mother call me too? Okay, are you sure you can do boys here too?" And and I was like, "Oh wow, it was exciting for me too, and it was exciting for them too." But they need to learn that they're beautiful. Having their hair, different textures. That needs to be explained to them at a younger age.
And although there is a natural movement taking place, I believe still in the media, still when you're watching videos, the average, I notice all of you have been kind of introduced to cultural communities, you guys have been to college, but the masses of people where I live, on our block, the kids that, most of my kids are from the projects. I'm not saying that they don't have that access, but I see the weave movement 10 times stronger.
Yeah.
Like I got young sisters who, when their hair is not done, won't come to school. And I see all the boys, and being like an ex-brainwashed black man who didn't like myself, I certainly didn't like my reflection, wouldn't have been with a sister like her in college and when I was younger because of my mindset. I just think
it's more than just resist. They showed us how to take care of it. It would get braided, washed, braided, and your scalp would get oiled. That was how the hair was taken care of. And I looked at people's hair today, and I wonder why hasn't that, even from the 70s, continued? I remember everybody sitting between somebody's knees, getting their hair braided and getting their hair oiled. But today, and I like what Sabine had to say, I wish people would look at their hair, and when it's relaxed and it does not do well, get rid of it. Because when your hair is natural, it fits your face, and it looks fantastic. everybody's not going to look over straight hair. I don't think it's bad if you have straight hair. I have a lot of friends who aren't natural.
Like laughed, and she said to me, you know, you're really beautiful. You'll be more beautiful when you know it. And I remember sitting there like, damn, she came at me. But, you know, and I kind of tagged along, you know, with her for a while. And then I was also in a program called Philadelphia Freedom School, which was an Africana-based, Latina-based literacy program that I worked at. So I was it was weird. I was the light-skinned girl with long, straight hair in that program talking about Black power. And we had a conversation about the Black women's inferiority complex with Dr. Gregory Carr. He's the head of the Africana Studies at Howard. And I remember that so vividly, and I was actually helping him present, and I felt so stupid standing up there with my hair straight, preaching to people about how we're so beautiful, and I didn't even know what my hair looked like. So
it was me and this little white girl that was up for, you know, the winning spot, and she got it, and I knew that my hair looked better than hers. I knew it, but she got picked, and you know, I started to think, you know, it's not the same texture, it's not flowy, you know, so these different thoughts going in your head, you know. So I constantly ask my mother, she always say, no, your hair is beautiful the way it is, now leave me alone. That was always the answer, but finally I wore her down.
Influences that we do deal with really start from the home. I feel like the home is that underlying factor, that groundwork that actually allows us to develop and somehow, like, you know, take on some of these you know, outlooks of the world and how we're perceived and what our perception will be. And I feel like a lot of times most of the things that we would need to understand from in order to gain a better perception of things has to do with the home. I know you're getting outside influences from media, you got friends, you got school and all that stuff, but I think it really does start from the home. And if we do want to do something as a movement or what have you, I think it all starts from each and every one's individual homes, whether your family, your immediate family, your outside family. I think that's where everything needs to start in regards to building that influence and educating people and getting them more aware of seeing different things from different perspectives first and foremost. That's just why.